4 years ago, I got a call from one of my ministry pastors. Said, we have a couple, and they're dropping their kids off. They're their nieces and nephews. There's about 12 of them, and then they go to brunch. So they're basically using our children's ministry as free daycare. And I said, okay, well, we probably need to deal with this. Let's give it a little while. And about a week later, the 5-year-old nephew of these two women said, if I have to go to church, you should have to go to church. So they came to church. And then they brought more of their family to church. And by the way, I just spoke to their cousin after the last service. This is so cool. So anyways, I see Selena and Valentina come to church one weekend in this service. And they met me in the foyer, and I gave them a hug and talked for a minute, and they said, we'd like to get involved. They said, why don't we talk? And so we invited them to come to meet with me in my office, and a couple of the elders. Jason was out, so he called in that morning, and it was Jim and I. And they came to me in my office. You know how intimidating that is? 7 a.m., you've never even met us. You've said hi once. And they come in, they're both like trembling. I'm like, hey, it's good. Have a seat. They're like, well, we're married. I'm like, great. They go, great? I go, great. Oh.
Great. You're living in rebellion against God. Great. Wonderful. That sounds great. You're unregenerated going to hell. That's great. No problem.
Okay. They stop trembling. I go, hey, I just want to get to know you. So we start talking, and they start opening up, and I said, hey, what do you guys think about Jesus? What have you done with Jesus? They're like, well, we're really close. And I said, well, I'm ready to push you over. So I said, listen, let me just talk to you again about...
What have you done with Jesus? Have you figured out a way to make him useful in your life yet?
The love of Christ. So I share the gospel again, what I just shared with you guys. I got done, and in tears, both of them came to know Christ. They both were born again right there in my office. Gave them a copy of my book, Grace Happens, copy of Purpose Driven Life, gave them free Bibles. They're like, this is better than Christmas. I go, oh, hey, what's even better is you're going to heaven. And they're like, thank you. We've been married for 2 years.
Thank you for declaring that. Thank you for declaring that we're going to heaven, despite all biblical evidence to the contrary. Thank you for just declaring it.
And we didn't think there'd ever be a church that would love us and accept us. I said, you were wrong. 6 months later, we had a baptism on the weekends, and we had like 99 people get baptized that weekend. And in the fourth service, this service, I don't usually baptize for reasons that I won't go into, but they came out to get baptized, and I went over in my clothes, and I got in the tub. And I said, I'm baptizing Selena and Valentina. They're a married couple. And I said, I just want you to know they're our sisters in Jesus. They're going to be in heaven with us. We're going to celebrate their new life.
Okay. Again. Do not be deceived. Paul says it right here. Do not be deceived. What are we seeing here in the sermon but deception? What are we seeing here but deception? Neither the sexually immoral, idolaters, men who practice homosexuality, and yes, this applies to women that do it as well, thieves, greedy, drunkards, revilers, will inherit the kingdom of God. Unrepentant homosexuals are not saved.